everyone, and welcome to the daily newspaper analysis, which is presented to you by LawSikho. Today, we will discuss only one article from the Hindu newspaper, which is titled as Virus in the System. So this article basically talks about that how, in the light of this COVID-19 pandemic, have various flaws in the Indian healthcare system been highlighted, and what are the issues, specifically if we talk about the healthcare system in India. And then we will discuss the News in Flash column. So this news analysis is done by me. My name is Sheva Khan, and I have completed my BA LLB degree from Law College, Dehradun. I had completed it with a gold medal in my batch. I have been a national debater and a public speaker. At LawSikho, I work as the current affairs expert and manager for free content and outreach. If you wish to join me, you can follow me on my Instagram as well as join me on my LinkedIn ID. All are available in the description box below. Also, for any updates on the CLAT exam, judiciary exam, there are various updates that we give on the Instagram channel. So please feel free to join our Instagram group. The links to both the channels will be available in the description box below. Thank you so much. With this, let's see what is the multiple choice question from yesterday's discussion. Soli Sorabji had served as the Dash of India. Your options are Attorney General of India, Solicitor General of India, Chief Justice of India, or none of the above. If you know the answer, it will be much appreciated if you can write them down in the comment section below. With this, let's see the descriptive question for the day. What changes in the healthcare system would you suggest to have better coordination and coherence for dealing with pandemics like the COVID-19? You can write down this answer in a maximum word limit of 250 to 300 words. Also, if you wish to download the PDF of these slides, you can join our Telegram group. The link is available in the description box below. On this note, let's get started with the discussion for the article for the day, which talks about poorly designed empirical and scientific systems of healthcare in India. So basically, this article draws a comparison with the system of healthcare in United States, wherein it says that unlike the United States, the critical and important facts about the COVID-19 and its preparation are unavailable in India. Now, even from the time when COVID-19 had been seen and noticed in the country, there has been this debate that the good amount of information, and that too, the information that is critical in nature, is not available in various data grids, specifically if we talk about in India. So the current hospitalization rate is per 1 lakh population, mortality rate, median hospital stay for non-ICU and ICU patients, etc. Basically, what happens is that in the time of COVID-19 specifically, the kind of disease that it is not very feasible to really take the patient to the hospital directly. Since we need to follow the norm of physical and social distancing, it becomes really difficult, keeping in mind the lack of resources, the lack of doctors, nurses, midwiferys, and even ambulances to take the patients to any hospitals. And further, when we reach the hospital and once we get to know that the beds, like for example, the beds with oxygen or ICU beds are not even available, it becomes even more havoc and brutal to take the patient away and to move from one hospital to another. In such a situation, it would have been really ideal that via the means of any particular app or any kind of internet usage or any kind of proper mechanism, it would have been possible for us to find out, sitting at our homes itself, that which hospital has the beds available and what kind of services are available in what kinds of hospitals. This would definitely have made it easier for the patients to approach the hospitals and even save very important time. But unfortunately, such data is not very readily available if we talk about specifically in India. So here it says that the quality of care multiplier is important, wherein for a hospital, recording and duration of care is basic statistics along with the number of beds in each tier. Now this talks about the 3 tiers and it says that using the daily death rate, which is the DDR, it is easy to estimate hospital utilization and classify the stress level in a district. So there are 3 levels. The first one is the white, then we have the gray, then we have the black label. So if you talk about the white label, then it is for all the patients that get tier 1 care. Then if there is a gray label, then some patients have been moved to tier 2 level care. And if there is a black label, then some patients dropped to tier tier 3, which is effectively denial of services. So here it means that if at all there is effective denial of services, which means that you go to a hospital and you're completely denied, which currently has unfortunately become the case, wherein a lot of patients are requiring the oxygen and the oxygen cylinders. On the face, they are actually, asked that these oxygen cylinders or the facilities for oxygen are not available in the hospital. So that would actually give them the black label. So the key parameters in planning approach reveal the geography of the pandemic and help predict shortages. Now, as we know that here, at the same time where various states in the country are struggling for meeting the oxygen levels of the oxygen demand, there are also examples of states like Kerala that have oxygen in surplus in the current situation. So it totally depends upon the kind of management and the kind of administration that is taking place in a particular area. So now here are some other examples that have been quoted in this article regarding the oxygen shortages. So the current India-wide, that is for the entire India demand of 4,000 metric tons of oxygen, indicates that about 2.6 lakh patients are under critical care, assuming that 15 kgs of oxygen are needed per patient per day. Then 3,000 deaths per million indicates 2 deaths per million per day. And then there is a peak in death or million per day should have been adopted as a planning objective in our National Disaster Management Plan, which is indicating 7,000 metric ton oxygen was inadequate. So as we know that various facts put it forward that we still are lacking severely in providing oxygen to the critical patients. So in the August 2020, the Supreme Court accepted the Solicitor General of India's statement that no special plan was required. So now it has ignored a plan for oxygen, and due to which now we can definitely see the consequences as to without having this plan, how badly the country and the patients are suffering due to the COVID-19. And the real problem, if we talk about, is the outdated administrative system with unproductive knowledge alive. Now, definitely this has come to the forefront that we are completely stepping from taking any kinds of innovative steps that are actually required in such situations, and we are totally depending upon the orthodox methods, which definitely are not fetching good results in the long run. With this, let's see what do we have for news and flash today. First is the Spring Revolution. So recently, on 1st February, 8 people were killed on when the security forces opened fire on one of the biggest protests against the military rule in Myanmar. So it was 3 months after the coup began. Please consider it is meant that it is 3 months after the coup began on 1st Feb. So basically recently 8 people were killed when the security forces opened fire on one of the biggest protests against the military rule in Myanmar. The protests were coordinated with demonstrations in Myanmar communities, globally marking the global Myanmar Spring Revolution. So please consider, because at the time of the year, this has been referred to as the Spring Revolution. So please keep in mind that what or where is the Spring Revolution associated to? So the answer would be Myanmar. Secondly, today is World Press Freedom Day. So it is organized annually since 1993, which provides for an opportunity to journalists, civil society representatives, national authorities, academics, and broader public to engage in discussions on the challenges to press freedom and journalist safety. So the theme for 2021 is Information as a Public Good. With this, we are done for the day, and we hope it was a good and informative session for you all. Thank you so much for staying tuned with Law Seekho. Please subscribe to our channels for such more updates to come.